Hello, everyone. Today we will talk about a very interesting and different topic. When we talk about horoscope matching or chart matching, we tend to limit it only to marriage. Marriage occurs. So let's see how the planets of both of them connect with each other. How is their Ashkut matching? And then either a yes will be given or a no. Very good proposals are often rejected on the basis that one is Manglic or that the qualities don't match. But why just with a partner? In fact, we spend most of our time with our colleagues or friends. So their energy also affects us. I am not saying that chart matching should be done with them, but today we will talk about synastry. What energy do they bring? Sometimes we say, ever since she came into my life. What kind of energy are they bringing into our lives? You might have heard that sometimes we say, ever since she has come into my life, it doesn't necessarily mean that your life partner, my work has improved or money has started coming in. The money that was stuck has been received or a property has been acquired. Why does it happen that a certain person proves to be very lucky or unlucky for a specific sector of your life? It's not necessary that the vibe matches from your side or not. Match it. And the particular energy of their chart resonates with your chart. Let's understand this concept. The name of this concept is sanitary, which means what another person has to offer and gets for you when he or she comes. It is called in your life, actions speak louder than words. We focus on chart impacts, judged on 3 levels. No matter what anyone says, we look at how their chart affects us. This is judged 3 levels. The first level is house to house synastry, which is very easy. Let's say someone has Scorpio rising and I want to match with them. How will Gemini rising be for Scorpio rising? So I will check where my ascendant is placed in the other person's chart. It went into their 6th house, didn't get good house placement. The rising sign that I have didn't get a good placement in their chart. This is called house to house synastry, meaning where the sign of my house falls in the chart of the other partner. Very simple. Now, this is considered good. We all know that. We consider the center triangle to be good. The lords of the trine are also friends of the ascendant lord. So, if your rising sign falls in the 5th or 9th house of the other person's chart, then this is definitely good. It's good in the center too, but is there a condition in the center? What is the condition in the center regarding those signs? Your Pul Lagnesh should not have that deblution sign. Mars in the 4th house weakens, Aries rising. Venus is in an enemy sign for Taurus rising. Avoid your ascendant lord in a weak or enemy sign. The 2nd and 11th houses are financially favorable. The 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th houses are not welcoming. The 1st and 7th houses are ideal for relationships, meaning you complete each other. Going into the center like this is good, but you should avoid having an enemy sign or a debilitated sign. We say that the 2nd and 11th houses are good in terms of money. So if your rising sign falls into the 2nd or 11th house of the other person's chart, it will be considered good from a financial perspective. And we consider the 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th houses to be bad. If your rising sign falls into the 3rd, 6th, 8th, or 12th houses of the other person's chart, it won't be very welcoming. We consider the 1st and 7th houses to be the best for relationships. A special one means you both are meant for each other. You complete each other. When we talk about the ascendant, what other important houses are there for marriage? The 4th house is important. The 2nd house is important. And the 7th house is also important. Wealth is important too. So, in these aspects, you also need to see which signs are placed and how they affect your finances and family when you get married to this person. What will happen to the fourth house? What will happen to my mental peace? What will be the relationship with in-laws? How will the 12th house affect pleasures with any person you are matching with? This is what we discussed regarding marriage. For example, if you want to see how a particular person becomes your friend, then look at your 11th house. Look at the sign that falls in the house and see where it is going. How are your younger siblings for you? You can check the 3rd house for that. Similarly, you can look at the signs of any relationship in the other person's chart. We are talking about very basic and important levels here. What could be more important than this? When we talk about houses and planetary synastry, this second part is further divided into 2 parts. We will understand this with an example chart. It won't be clear otherwise. For instance, if I have Aries rising, I will look at where Mars and the ruling planet falls in the other person's chart. If my ascendant is in the 6th, 8th, or 12th houses of their chart, it weakens the connection. But if well placed, I feel uplifted. So I would say that when I have a common contact, the kind of energy I will feel with this person is not very welcoming. But if my ascendant gets a good house, a good sign, and good associations in the other person's chart, then I will feel uplifted and happy. If my ascendant goes into a strong position in the other person's chart, then whenever this person comes into your life, they will motivate you. You will add confidence. Then we will see that if I have Aries rising, how the other person has planets positioned in that sign. If the other person has Saturn or Mercury in that sign, then they are malefic planets for my chart. This is the super positioning. When we talk about charts, it will become clear. But if the other person has Jupiter in Aries or any benefic planet that is also a friend to my ascendant, then they uplift me. When I meet this person, I will feel more confident. I will feel like my luck has come to me. I will talk about travel because Jupiter will become my 9th and 12th lord for Aries rising. Just like I mentioned for house-to-house analysis, you can look at it from every house. So you have 11. Romance. You can also look in at it this way. What is third one? The third and most important, this planet. So planets, wherever there is a planet in my chart, if Mercury is in Taurus, and there is also any planet in Taurus in the other person's chart. Let's say there are Rahu and Ketu, Saturn, or any planet. I need to superimpose on that planet and see how my planet is feeling now. If you have the sun in a particular sign in your chart and the other person is placing Rahu there, then it will become a challenging situation. Now, what is the most important among these 3 steps? You will give house to house a 10 to 50% intensity, not more than that. For the planets, to house to planet B is important. It shows how you feel about another person when you are looking at their chart, how they provide energy by superimposing which of your houses they strengthen, which they weaken, and how they provide significator planets in your chart. Or it is providing you with those significator planets in your chart. So it's like giving and taking between the planets. I find this the most important because it creates a kind of consumption. As we mentioned, the relationship of the center triangle is good, but we all know that when we talk about planets, we might not be giving as much importance to their lordship. We are saying that Saturn, Ketu, Mars, and Rahu are not good planets. They are not good in the center. 2, they are not good in the triangle either. They are not good in the 8th or 12th houses. So where are they good? Instead of looking at it that way, you should see that if a planet is sitting on top of where another planet is placed after superimposing, then it becomes very important. After that, we can ignore it where your moon is. If the other person is placing Rahu on you, then that's not a good thing. My client asks for chart matching with 26 and 23 points. So I should say yes. I check if my client is Manglic, giving Mars the benefit of the doubt as the ascendant lord. Even if the girl is not Manglic, So I will check that my client is Manglic. But I give a benefit of the doubt to Mars as the ascendant lord. And even if the girl is not Manglic, they both are into the relationship, want to get married. And they do get married. But what is more important? First, we start with house to house. My rising sign is Scorpio, and in the other person's chart, it has gone to the 6th house, but we don't give it much importance. Let's check the 7th house. My sign in the 7th house has gone to the 12th in the other person's chart. My sign in the 4th house has gone to the 9th in the other person's chart. This is a good thing. You will see it from many angles, whether good or bad. And then we won't reach a conclusion. Let's move on to the important step. But this is the very basic first step. You should start from here. Libra in my 12th house means it's in their 5th, which is beneficial. If they have my ascendant, I feel competitive. If this person has my ascendant sign, I feel competitive. The sign in my 7th house is in their 12th. My ascendant lord is in their 9th house with a benefic planet. Meeting this person felt like my luck improved. Venus, the lord of my 7th house sign, is in their 5th house. Two goats suggest duality, as does Mercury. Venus relates to marriage. I like this because my 7th house sign's lord is in their 5th house. Now, moving forward, we talk about my mother, my property, and what the other native will be like, which we saw in the 4th house of the other person's chart. Now, what's more important is that my ascendant lord has gone to the 9th house in the other person's chart and is with a natural benefic planet, which is not a very significator planet for their ascendant, and in their triangle. There are two benefic planets sitting. So, when I met this person, I felt like my luck has risen. Since I met her, my work has increased, and my confidence has grown. You will feel good about it. The lord of the sign in my 7th house is Venus, and Venus has gone to her 5th house. There are two goats, which can show back and forth. It can show duality. Mercury also shows duality, but again, there is a mutual connection. Venus comes to marriage. I will like this because the sign in my 7th house is the lord of her sign, and it has gone to her 5th house and is well connected. If there is an association with two benefics, then I don't see any problem here. Now, what will I look at? I will look at this. What we discussed is the association of planets with houses. Now we will talk about the association of houses with planets, which is my Scorpio rising. Is there any planet sitting there with the native? Yes, there. The Sun and Saturn are sitting. This would be the worst thing. These other two steps were more important. He has provided me with flax and satin. My ascendant lord was placed in the house of fortune. I was with a key planet. Key is when I overlaid it. It gave me energy. If the malefic planet was in my ascendant, I would say meeting this person will consider my work as my work's lord would come to me, who is my friend. However, the coming of Saturn shows a planetary war, which is my 3rd and 4th lord, and it's not a friend of my 10th lord. That will add one stress about my work more because the lord of my karma will come to me, who is also my friend. But the arrival of Saturn indicates a planetary war, which is my 3rd and 4th lord, and it's not a friend of my 10th lord either, will add one stress. No planets in 2nd, 3rd, 4th silenced. After marriage, a home 1 is my 5th lord, so I might find a home. Prosperity might break slightly because Mars is the 6th lord. 1 is my 5th lord. After marriage or meeting them, I might find a good home. Now about abundant prosperity. Mars is also the 6th lord. Overall, it will be good. There could be a slight breaking in prosperity and abundance. Overall, it will be a good situation with Rahu in the 5th house, but overall, it will be a good situation. Then it gave me Rahu in the 5th house. So after meeting this person, I might feel unnecessary doubt and anxiety. Rahu does not perform very well because of spices. It's good for out-of-the-box thinking, but thinking outside of social norms can lead to anxiety, and we can talk about all those things too. Moon's in my fortune house. No planet came in the 7th house and none in the 8th. In the 9th house, the moon goes to my fortune house, which is the lord of my fortune, which is very good. No planet came in the 10th house. Ketu comes in the 11th house, and in the 12th, it provides me with Venus and Mercury. He has placed my 12th law in 12th with Mercury, which is the lord of games, is the lord of 8th house. So money is coming in from the 2nd and 11th house significations, because in the 12th, these two, they are both doctors, both are surgeons, and they have also formed a partnership. After marriage and through surgery, obviously they earned a lot of money and their work was also going well. So how did this combination work? What is more important than that? Now the third step, which is the most important, is that wherever my vital planets are placed, another planet is sitting on top of them. My Jupiter is in Capricorn, and Ketu has no planet there. My Rahu and Venus are in Aries. There are no planets there. My Mars is in Gemini, and there are no planets in Gemini either. Mercury is in Cancer, and it provided me with the moon, which is okay, which we always say that the benefit connection is good. My Mercury. Ketu and Saturn are in the 12th house. He provided me with Venus and Mercury, which were reflecting in my 12th house, and he tried to reduce that influence, which is a good thing. Where did the problem arise? The problem arose when I consider the girl's chart with these same factors. Part of the story. What is the second person feeling whose rising sign is in your 8th house? What about his 9th house, which is in your 2nd house? And what about his Lagna Lord, which has gone into your fortune house, which is good, but the aspect by 2 retrograde planets, a debilitated good lord and an exalted bad lord. What didn't go well? Along with that, the association is also important. The Mercury that I received is not welcoming. After that, how is his 7th lord feeling in my chart? His 7th lord in my chart is not only debilitated, but also becomes a goat. What's not good is that Venus comes to marriage and you feel connected. But how will the next girl feel after marriage? She will feel debilitated and will feel like going into efforts. Then what will we look at next? After that, we will see what the other person is providing me, especially since I have Gemini rising. Jamuna is rising. So the other person has given me Sun Mars, which actually was the cause of disaster. You are giving that lady Sun Saturn, and what is the cow giving her? Sun, giving Mars, Sun Mars, which are both significator planets in his chart. 1 3rd lord, 1 6th lord. So she was actually very stressed after meeting him. Where my moon is in the 2nd house, Mercury comes there, which is my own Lagna Lord. So after meeting this guy, I will be more vocal. Feelings shift to emotions. Due to Cancer sign, start thinking on finances and family. They're the star, thinking about finances and family more. And that too, not at a very stable level, because Mercury does not perform very well in Cancer sign. When it comes to creativity, the presence of Ketu and Saturn in the 5th house is not good. In my 8th house, Jupiter is also the 10th and 7th lord. Then, my 5th house gave me Moon, Ketu and Saturn, and the other person has that, which is not good at all. The presence of Ketu and Saturn in the 5th house is not a good combination at all. After that, in my 8th house, the guy gave me Jupiter, which is also the 10th lord and the 7th lord. He became debilitated and also went into the chariot. So she felt that the work is fine, but my identity is not like that. I'm not feeling the way I should be feeling. I feel burdened rather than stressed. There are no planets in the 11th house for me, nor in the 12th. In the 11th house, I found Rahu and Venus, but there was nothing in the 12th. Now, more importantly, our third step that we talked about planet to planet is that Jamna has the moon in the 2nd house. Mercury is coming over the moon, and due to this, Ketu is there. There are no planets above Ketu. The worst situation was when Ketu and Saturn were over the Venus and Mercury of the net, and planets like Sun and Mars were in the ascendant. That was the worst. After that, he has only these two combinations. Where the moon is, Mercury has come. Where Venus and Mercury are, there the moon, Ketu, and Saturn have come. Their marriage didn't even last 12 years. They haven't gotten a divorce. They live separately. And the girl has gone into such a vengeful mode that she is not giving the divorce to this poor girl to make him realize that there's something wrong with him. So this is how we look at superimposing, how to read the charts. This is another example. You all can see how their married life must have been and how my client, the girl, must have felt with the boy after marriage. So I hope you learned something new today. Thank you so much.